name is Riddle. I'm a junior at Gold Lake High School, and this is for my video game development course. Um, so I have just started my own game after completing the Unity Essentials and Junior Programming pathways on Unity Learn. And I haven't done much towards actually making it yet. I've set up the repositories and product management, and I just started making the main menu. I've made the design, but I haven't completed I haven't actually made it functional yet. Um, so on Trello, I have all this set up. This is my current name for the game, at least the code name or whatever, because I'm not sure what I want to call it. But I have all this set up on Trello, so that I can check off my progress as I'm going and keep on track with what I'm doing. So the first thing that I was working on is the main menu of the game. So like the title and the background and the buttons. And then I'll move on to player design, which is what I'll be doing pretty soon here. I kind of got to make a level to transition to before making this functional and everything. So yeah, the player design includes things like the jumping animations or everything. I guess some of this is included in player animations, but some just basic things like what the guy will look like as a base and everything, um, and how the sword will look, and how the character will look, and how the sword will look, and everything, all your equipment. But again, this is very basic stuff. I'll add more to this as I'm doing this. So a lot of animations, like when you're not doing anything. And the animation to walk, moving around and everything. And then, so you're actually facing the direction that you're moving, because the character will just move one way, and it won't actually show anything as different, or unless you tell it to, unless you tell it to face the direction you're moving, it won't, and they'll just be looking to the right while moving to the left or whatever. So another animation to crouch, to jump, and an attack. And then I have all my sword animations, because this is the main weapon that I've decided to have in my game. So what the sword will look like when it's swinging, and if it hits an enemy, a special animation will play, and when it hits a non-enemy, just a wall or a floor or something, then I'll make a different thing too. Okay, and then for player movement, there are different movement styles. So this is what I was thinking here is there's different ways to apply force in Unity. So acceleration and impulse and everything. So I was gonna check that out, and I'm not sure exactly how I want the character to move. If I just want him to walk or roll or whatever, I don't know. So jumping, so a nice gravity and a jump force and everything, and make it so you can't jump a bunch, because again, if you don't set it so that you can't jump infinitely, then it's just gonna let you do that. And then I have to get the camera to actually follow the player, and then I was thinking I make some sort of cutscene. I'm not sure exactly how to do this yet. Obviously, I'll figure it out. There wasn't any sort of course on the cutscenes or anything for this. So I have all this stuff transitioning into the cutscene, and playing it, and then transitioning back. Because those are all things you gotta think about. And collisions and gravity, so the rigid body settings and acceleration, friction, and everything, are all things you gotta consider. And then a universal gravity, so it pulls on everything properly, and not super differently on different objects. And then collision with other objects on your player. Um, yeah, and then for the sword, collision with all this stuff, like the enemy's walls and ground and everything. And then health mechanics is another thing I was thinking of. So like when you take damage, you gotta record that as like into your health stat and restoring health. So like when you, I don't know, touch a potion or whatever, then it'll restore that health. It'll add to your health variable. And setting a max health, because again, if you don't have one, then it'll just go up and up and up. And then the game over when you run out of health. And then this is set up on some of my levels that I'm doing. So like some backgrounds for each level and some like a asset for the ground and grass and then the birds in the background or whatever. So here is like ground, background, water, grass. So basic things that are in the environment, but I have to design them all separately. So I can show you what I've been working on in my game here. And I got everything set up to GitHub as well. I got 2 branches right now, just the setup branch, the main, and I'll obviously make more as I'm doing this probably. As I'm doing making different parts of my game. So here's my Unity project here. So this is like the UI for the main menu. So I got the button design. I made all these pixelated stuff, and except the title. This is just a font. But I made the pixelated assets of like the buttons and as well as the stuff down here. I'll show you in a second. So I set up all these buttons to have this material. I had to make a different material. Like you can do that, create material for this. You can't just paste a like image on a button, at least that I've found anyway. And then I have a font on here to display the actual words. I could have done that with my own pixel art, but I just didn't really want to do all that. It seemed like kind of a hassle to make all the letters, and I don't know exactly how to orient it and everything. So yeah, down here I have my background for my game. So again, I made this in this website called Pixel Art Maker. That just allows you to draw, and then like I don't know what that is, but you could like fill everything in and you have a background, and then choose a different color, get some and you can undo obviously, but then you could get some grass in here and fill all that in too. So it was pretty easy to make this with that software. And obviously I make it more complicated than this. But I was thinking I'd make a pretty simple style for the game. Like this might even be a bit detailed for some of the things in the game, because this would just be kind of difficult to make like all these shadows and level of detail for everything in the game. I'll probably make more active shadows. So when I launch the game, you can see that all that comes together, and you can see all this stuff. But yeah, that's mostly what I'm doing. I haven't really set up too much else. Yeah, I have some files and everything. This guy was just like a test to see transparent pixels, because see if I apply on this, it does different things. So it's kind of interesting how this all works. So like if you change the smoothness and everything in the metallic map, everything changes. I can't remember exactly where it is, but one of these sliders makes it not super like blob. Okay, I found it. It's the alpha clipping setting. So you can see that the background, that was just the alpha color. I don't know exactly what that means, but when it's that color, that the background is transparent, you can see straight through the back there. And again, this guy was just a test for this. I doubt I'll add him into my game. But yeah, So you can make transparent things and everything. Obviously, I don't want that as my background for my main menu. As I want to keep this. Um, so yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing. I have to figure out how to do things a little bit more in 2D, because most of that, the junior programming and also the Unity Essentials was all in 3D, except that one little section that was 2D. But that was like a top-down, and I wanted to make it like a 2D, like platformer side-scroller game. Um, so yeah, that's mostly it. Um, I'll be making some more of this stuff on here with the player design. I'll try and make it like actually in the game, a little box with collisions and everything, um, and apply my sprite, design my character first. I'm not sure about this little guy for my character yet. I don't know how I want him to look. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next week.